Hello and welcome to the final 9 of the 2023 Des Moines Challenge presented by Discraft, the TruBank Des Moines Challenge. That is, I'm Erika Stinchcomb.
I'm Madison Walker. We're your two hot geese.
Honk.
Honk.
Kristin Tattar is a 4-stroke lead out here on this very windy day out here at Pickard Park.
Yeah,
she's looking good out there.
Yeah, it's very different from any of the practice that we did, any of the other rounds that we played besides the extra holes we played this morning at 6:30 a.m.
Bonus holes.
And this is where we get into the stretch where they've already played these holes today. So this is just, we just rewind, repeat, hit play, and do it all again.
Yeah, that's how it works in real life for sure.
Yeah.
Stacie Rawnsley, really clean round, bogey-free, 3 down so far. Missy Gannon tied for second with Stacie, 1 down so far in the round, and Macie Velediaz, 2 down through 9, 1 stroke back of her card mates.
Yeah, playing super clean.
Hole 10, volume 2. It's a par 5, 785 feet. A lot of women gonna take this drone path kind of on the right side of the trees. There's a hyzer line as well. There's a few different options. Second shot, you want to land by that big tree we just passed. Third shot is pretty sketchy. It's downhill. There's OB everywhere. It was a screaming, ridiculous headwind on this hole, and the hill really, just look at this thing. The hill really made it worse somehow. You think it's bad, and then you get to the top of the hill, and then you get this extra burst of wind.
It blew my hat off twice today.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really funny that there was that up close shot right after you said screaming ridiculous.
I feel validated. Kristin's been taking this shot all weekend. Wide hyzer, so sketchy in the wind, and it's perfect.
This has been playing pretty easy because it is kind of a softer par. 15th most difficult yesterday. Today, second most difficult hole of the day.
Probably the toughest wind hole, I think.
Missy's like, if I close my eyes, the wind will vanish. And she hits the gap. Really nice.
Just gonna miss that big tree. She might have landed right behind it, and that's unfortunate. But at 785, you don't have to throw absolute max distance shots to birdie. It's more about placement. Macie, I actually really like that play, ending up kind of closer to that tee pad, a little farther up the hill. You don't have these trees to deal with quite as much.
That's the exact spot she landed yesterday, too. Stacie going for the sidearm over the hill. That's where the wind really starts to pick up, and what a great play.
Yeah, putting her power on display there, cresting the hill. She's going to be in a good spot to attack for birdie.
Missy having to throw a patent pending towards out of bounds and hope that it comes back. This headwind might help keep the disc to the right. It does. We'll see what she has to work with. She might be in that weird position where she's going to be fighting with that tree on her third shot.
It's a dangerous upshot from there, even in calm conditions, but possible.
Macie early releases.
Safe. Oof.
Kristin throwing a huge sidearm after the biggest backhand, and she is in prime position, looking like she's playing this hole with no wind.
Yeah, it doesn't look so bad up here, actually.
It's so weird because it was absolutely...
I almost think it was worse at the top of the hill than on the tee, but it looked like the opposite for our card here. Missy, though, finding OB, so maybe it's still out there, keeping her disc kind of straight, and I doubt she'll be able to save par. She's in circle 3.
This is where my hat blew off twice, gusting winds.
Totally.
Just took it right off my head. Wow.
Wow, Stacie. Get it, girl.
Macie, she's going for it.
Mm-hmm.
High risk shot, pushing deep.
Oh, no. Yeah.
And trickling off the back. She'll be, what's that, about 25 feet from the basket?
Sure. Kristin gonna lay up a slower speed disc, probably a harp. Stand still. Nice.
Yep. Missy throwing from where she crossed out of bounds a little further up the hill.
Just gonna lay up from here.
Only 11% getting to circle 1 in regulation. That's crazy.
Yeah, So crazy to go from one of the easiest holes to one of the hardest. Great par save from Macie.
Yeah, Macie's putting's looking super confident today.
Kristin for a birdie.
Right at the flagstick, confident. And on this hole where only 7% of competitors or 3 people are getting birdies, the par's not bad.
Stacie, absolute tap-in birdie.
Allie Smith and Alyssa Pearson are the only other 2 in the field today to get the birdie 4, with 56% of the field taking a bogey or worse.
Wow. And with that one, Stacie is going to move into solo second place.
Looking so calm and composed, even in the wind. Hole 11, 453 feet. This one is birdieable. We did have a headwind coming through this gap today, so it made the tee shot a lot more scary, because if you land right or left, it's very difficult to get the birdie or sometimes even scramble a par, especially with the basket being on a hill. You just want to keep something in the middle. You don't have to bite off a whole lot in order to get the birdie. The wind does not look bad here. Crazy.
Yeah, it's weird that wind isn't static. Stacie with her lutes. I do know that that's how you say that one.
Kristin going very aggressive here. That looks wonderful. Tickling
it's
those
still
branches.
Fine, actually.
Yeah, even if it had missed those, it would have been great.
It would have been really good if it missed.
Macie taking the low hyzer route. I like this play. Hers pushes a little straight, but she will have some area to work with and still get the birdie.
Yeah, she might have to throw kind of like a flex or maybe a patent pending shot from there. Missy hyping one down there. That's a thrasher, doing what she does best.
All the way to the spotter. That's a crush.
Yeah, it is. Stacie, left side, going to try to work a forehand. Going to be really difficult to get a putt here. She's just trying to get out and take the easy par. Kristin looks good, just needs to sit.
That's the second day in a row she's thrown a hyzer into this hill and it hasn't rolled. That's living right, folks.
I think it's like, it's mostly this spike hyzer that you have to be careful with, but even Kristin's shot could have rolled.
Yeah, Macie's disc hits those branches and it redirects it a little bit. It doesn't quite get the angle she was hoping for into the green, but she'll have a long putt.
Missy throwing kind of that reverse patent pending stance, just trying to throw a little gentle hyzer into the green. Looks like a higher speed disc, trusting the fade. Or just a really stable, slower speed disc. I can't tell, but that was great.
That was so good.
Mm-hmm.
Here's Stacie trusting that forehand approach that Erika was talking about earlier, and wow.
So good.
It's really easy to
it's not going to roll away, too, which is great.
It's really easy to overthrow this hole, too, especially with a sidearm. You can
or
just
like
let
fluff
one
it high or something.
Yeah, let one get away from you.
Kristin for birdie. Man, the round is looking clean.
Only 18% of the field got this birdie. 8 competitors. We're watching 2 out of the 4 lead card ladies getting the birdie.
Kristin still 4 strokes over Stacie. Missy at 9 down, 1 back from Stacie. Macie 8 down. Hole 12, double mandatory hole down the hill. There's also an OB area down there. I like the low forehand play that lands just before the rocks and hopefully skips up to them. There is OB on the right side, though, if you fade with that sidearm. Backhand is definitely doable. You see a lot of slower speed, mid-range backhand plays. Most common error is kind of ending up in the left side woods, which is safe. First things first, make it through the double mando. Kind kind of a rough drop zone. Kristin's been piping this thing every day and been going deep every day.
Yeah, she made it look so easy.
Freaking carbon copy. It's nuts. Like, it's a tough putt from back there, but it's such a good shot. She didn't mess with any OB.
Missy with the backhand. Really nice little jump over the wall.
Little ollie over the rock wall. Impressive. That was her ESP Mantis. Stacie, whoa. That disc flipped hard into the left side. It might be a pretty rough scramble from in there.
I feel like it looked like it was going to be an overstable disc that she was trying to force over, but the wind definitely whipped up through that tunnel.
That nose angle changed quick. And Macie gonna miss the mandatory.
Yeah, same problem.
And honestly, saving bogey from the missed Mando feels good. It's like not impossible or anything, but you're throwing downhill. It's not a gimme.
No, 42% of the field taking a bogey, and half of that 40% is a double bogey. So like Erika said, it's tough. Once you miss the Mando and have to go from that drop zone, it is very easy to turn it into a double.
Yeah, speed control I think is really tough landing on the wood chips.
And if you go past, there's not a lot of putts. It's very low ceiling.
Wow, Stacie, what a scramble. I love how much control she has on her spin with just her wrist. That's like that ultimate background for sure.
Kristin made this putt yesterday,
yeah,
right?
this exact putt. I want to see a side to side. Someone do that for me. Someone with internet skills, put those together. Watch these birdies. This is crazy. Wow.
That's so much wrist too. Again, she's right by the ground almost.
I feel like she had this same smirk yesterday too. That's an unbelievable birdie.
Macie trying to get under that ceiling we were talking about.
Man, I fell for the trap though. Yesterday's today.
Oh my God, it was today.
It was today.
And Macie with a great bogey save.
Mm-hmm. Really well done.
Wow, that was today.
It is today.
She did it twice in one day.
We are today. And Missy with a great birdie.
And a sweet ollie.
Yeah, love to see it with the backhand. Super hard shot. And what a scramble from Stacie to stay bogey free. Missy going to join Stacie now at that 10 down mark. 5 back from Kristin. Not a lot of time left to catch Kristin, especially when she keeps stacking up those birdies like she does.
While I do have a lot of different versions of the Thrasher in my bag, the main go-tos are those Thrashers that I got when I first joined the team. And that just tells you how consistent those stock runs are.
Hole 13, 333 feet, and one of the hardest holes we play all day, twice sometimes. No out of bounds, except for once you get closer to the basket, there's one that peeks in a little creek on the right side. Everyone is not thinking about that though. They are just thinking about getting through this initial gap.
I believe Kristin was the only birdie on the day in round 1. And then no one got it this
Correct.
morning
No.
/ yesterday?
Ellen Widboom got it yesterday.
Oh, yeah. Ellen
But
had
she-
that sweet putt.
But she played yesterday. She played on Saturday.
Right.
When people normally play their second round.
Anyway, Kristin had a really good forehand. Missy turning it over too much into that right side, it can be so rough in there.
Yeah, it's hit or miss on whether or not you have any option besides pitching out.
Stacie going to show us her forehand.
With the power grip.
Wow, I thought it was too low, but dang, that's not bad. It does get a straight skip. There are scramble opportunities over there. I think that side is slightly better than the right side.
And 3 out of 4 competitors going sidearm here.
Macie going inside route, probably. Do you think that was intentional? The inside? I feel like
the
no.
middle gap?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Well, it works out pretty well.
Yeah, she likes to push straight and then
That's true.
finish out towards the end. But it's cool to see how big of a deal a power sidearm is. Like, I think it's no coincidence that we have 3 competitors on our card with these very consistent power sidearms. I think that's really necessary in Des Moines. And we saw Emily with being a lefty as well.
True.
On lead card yesterday.
Stacie, yesterday, today, tomorrow. Join us at all of the disc golf times. Stacie not able to pitch out very far. Macie having an easier time of it. Missy also left herself a pretty big putt. Ooh. Kristin, like, she almost rolled her ankle there, but she lays up nicely. Stacie with layup number 2.
Yep.
Gets this one close.
Just going to have to settle for bogey.
First bogey of the round.
I know.
Bummer.
And I hate that it's this hole because, I don't know, 50% of the field got a bogey on this one. And it's just one of those ones that sometimes there's nothing you can do, you know? If you throw a tee shot in a spot, there's no way to recover, even if you're a magician with scrambling.
And once again, you could lay this one up and just play for par, but that feels awful.
Yeah.
And I'm against it.
A nice par from Macie. Only one competitor got to circle 1 in regulation. Only 2 birdies on the day, Jennifer Allen and Valerie Mandujano.
So what, 4 people got it all weekend?
Mm-hmm.
That's math, right? Oh,
Ooh, chase card. What are those hooligans doing?
I don't know. Madison Walker must be laughing at something that was absolutely hilarious.
There was a beverage cart and they had Twisted Tea, in case you're wondering.
Oh.
That's what we were talking about.
Now you know. Hole 14's a par 4. It's 606 feet. Right side is safe, but again, you don't want to be over there. Left side is OB. You want to land short of the creek and then try to throw across on your second shot. It is a tunnel, at least 200 feet, sometimes more, depending on where your drive lands. This one, you definitely felt some wind. I'm trying to remember. I believe it was like a straight right to left. So it made the backhand pretty hard. The forehand is a really good play in this wind. We've seen Kristin do this every day regardless, and it's pretty much flawless. So more than other days, I feel like you kind of want to push this right side before the wind takes it.
What a great shot from Macie. That was so solid.
Yeah.
Nice and straight. This played is the 3rd most difficult hole of the day. I think it's due to that wind that Erika's talking about.
Oh, yeah.
It makes your disc just go super left into the tall grass. You can see Missy's disc tracking that way. And once you're over there, you kind of just have to lay up. We'll see what she has to work with. But
she's on the edge, so she can go for it. Just risky. Stacie going high and right, looking for it to swing in.
Oh.
Ooh, that's looking like a layup.
Yeah, that hit really high. We'll see how deep in the woods. Oh, nice.
Yeah, not bad.
Right on the edge.
Stacie going to lay up as close to that OB as she dares, trying to make the next shot easier. Looks like a good layup.
Kristin pushing towards that right side out of bounds, but
so
wow.
lucky.
Sneaks through. Very lucky. Very fortunate.
That often just kicks right OB. She shakes her head. She knows. Missy?
Is she going for it?
Just a little.
Just trying to get
Honestly,
over.
if you can just get across, like, you're usually pretty happy because then it makes a par a lot easier. If you lay up short, it's still a pretty, it's like a gut check of a an upshot. And Macie did this yesterday too and got just as lucky.
Wow. That doesn't happen. What we're seeing.
We've seen it 3 times. It always happens.
No.
Always.
Stacie opting for the sidearm for her 3rd. Turns it a
straight.
little. Yeah, turns it a little, and she'll have to scramble for bogey.
Missy with a tricky little forehand look. Probably going high and hyzer shot.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Touch forehand Missy, as we call her.
Man, that was beautiful.
It was perfect.
Stacie with a little more stuff to work around. Trying to throw it in almost.
It looks like she was. Macie with a circle. Is she in the circle? No, circle 2.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Good
Not
run.
a layup. 11% of the field got to circle 133 to circle 2 in regulation.
Kristin, little low on the birdie.
Yeah, you got to capitalize on those good luck ones if you want to win tournaments.
She's 5 strokes ahead. Oh, okay. Good one. And Stacie going back-to-back bogeys. We'll see if she can turn it around here in the final stretch.
There were only 3 birdies on the day. Valerie Mandujano, Ella Hansen, and Casey Pennington getting 3s. Props. That's a good one to get in this wind.
Missy gonna overtake Stacie with that one.
Into solo second.
Jen Allen moving into a tie with Macie for 4th.
Hole 15, an uphill tee shot where you don't want to push too straight because you can find out of bounds, but you do want to be past this tree on the left-hand side to set up your second shot. We have a shorter basket this year to the left around this corner tree. We've seen a lot of players just throw into that corner tree and somehow they still have a putt. If you push it wide right, there is an out of bounds line that goes all the way down. This one is very birdieable. It played as the second easiest hole of the day.
I like this straight pushing play here. Gets you to the top of the hill. I think it makes the second shot a little easier. A lot of women trying to get a little farther to the left. But sometimes it brings that tree into play. I think Macie will be far enough off it to make it work.
The wind was very gusty on this hillside. You could hear it from the tee pad, but not quite feel it as much as when you got up to where drives were landing, and then it got crazy.
Yeah, I wrote down right to left wind on the tee, but then more of a tail as you rounded the corner.
That was generally true, but it was
swirly.
Swirly.
That's what I wrote down. Doesn't mean it's what's happening right now. And Stacie with a pretty solid shot inside of the tree, really good distance. Look at this. Swing in. Oh, I thought it was going to fade a little more, but still a good shot from Missy. She's going to be outside the circle, and this is a pretty guarded green, so you're able to attack this one.
I did find out today, though, if you crash into the green really hard and get a skip, there is a bog.
Yeah, there it sure is. I've seen it.
It is
Did you putt from the
very
bog?
damp. Yeah, standing on top of 2 discs in a water, like a water skier.
Are there pictures? Kristin with a really great upshot there. She's going to be inside the circle. I want to see this. Stacie coming in hot. Actually goes deep.
Making sure she gets around that corner.
Oh, I said this was guarded too.
The screen wasn't windy when I came through, so this is definitely strange. They're getting those random gusts.
Missy coming up short, looking a little calmer for Macie's putt here. Looked a little wobbly out of the hand. Not quite as confident.
Still dead center.
Stacie coming back from 45. Ooh. Ooh,
Wow.
She loves it. She loves it.
What a nice, strong putting stroke.
Yeah.
Man, I love a little jumper like that.
Straddle jumpers are hard. That was awesome.
Gets on lead card, gets a slow mez. Love that.
Mm-hmm.
Kristin missing just a little low on her birdie opportunity. Macie and Missy also just going to tap in for their pars.
Could you enunciate that better, please?
Missy.
It's been getting me all day. Got a tie for second now with Stacie's big putt and first slow mez. Hole 16 is a downhill par 3, 315 feet. Kind of of a tricky little overstable putter, maybe a mid-range. A lot of trees to miss here. It's kind of like there's an inside line. You have to control your speed. The OB comes in really fast, wrapping around the entire basket on the right side. If you're going to make a mistake, short left is the best mistake. When we came through, it was like a very strong left to right wind.
And this is why a lot of competitors do not like this hole.
Yeah, because like you think, oh, that's not a great shot, but now she's inside the circle because it rolls.
Oh my God. Okay, but it can very easily roll out of bounds because there's out of bounds all the way down the right-hand side. A super pure line from Kristin and out of bounds.
It was a justice, though, not a pure.
She'll be, I believe, inside the circle, though, putting for par. Macie pushing a little straighter than you want, tickling some trees, and
Stay safe.
Yeah. Very sharp downhill approach to the green on a very fast wood chip green.
Missy with a buzz OS. And once again, if you're going to make a mistake, short left is good. And look at this friendly little roll.
Wow. Let's go find the bullseye.
Still be friendly.
Wow.
Yeah, okay. I don't hate this hole as much as everyone else, but like, I get it. All right,
Yeah,
I get it.
it's a little fluky.
Oh, this is a tricky little upshot. Speed control going to be really important here. It's so easy to skip long.
Wow. That was going to probably be fine still. So impressive.
It's probably, I feel like,
We'll
we'll never know. It doesn't matter. Look at this. Great birdie.
Oh, she was safe.
Yeah, that little land area is safe. And how do you think you say this? Stacie threw her yarn
Yes. I think that sounds right.
off the tee, gets a putt, but leaves it short.
That's a scary putt. The OB comes up so fast behind the basket.
Macie, she's just kind of had a slow stretch this last 9 holes or so.
So close on the putting green.
Missy making good on that fortunate roll. Gets a birdie. Puts her in solo second now. And Macie with the bogey.
7 competitors getting birdies on that one. Probably all got some good rolls. Just kidding. But 33% of the field getting a bogey or worse. We move into another wooded hole. This one a little more true, but lots of trees on the right and the left that you can't predict on what's going to happen. Pretty straightforward hyzer shot, slightly uphill, 305, plays a little bit longer than that. I'm reaching for a fairway, tried to make a mid work, but it just doesn't quite feel right. But we'll see all of those types of discs off the tee pad.
Even distance drivers too.
Yep.
Classic Pickard. This is a gold line Claymore from Kristin.
So good.
Couldn't be better.
Wow. That's perfect angle control because isn't a Claymore more of a straight disc than overstable?
Yeah, it's pretty straight, yeah. And Missy, though, Thrasher.
Really?
Yeah.
And a little bit of a straighter Thrasher, too.
That's why I really do enjoy this course. Just pick what you're comfortable with. Just make it all work.
Yep. Stacie catching one of those right side trees, and that's where it can be rough. We'll see what she has to work with. Thankfully, I don't think she went all the way to the woods line.
I think she'll have a long look even, though, to potentially get a sweet highlight reel birdie.
Look at these pure shots from our lead card.
That's an Explorer.
Wow.
CTP so far. Oh, yes.
Yay.
Follow flight. When I said it couldn't be better, I lied.
Bullseye. Yes, Macie. Wow, this pit is the easiest hole of the day. That is very surprising.
Everyone figured it out, I guess. And it was one of the, I wrote down the win today, and this one I wrote guarded.
Yes.
Like it was the friendliest hole.
It was nice. Everyone's just like breathing a sigh of relief.
Mm-hmm. Stacie coming back for her par. A little bit of a tester. She makes good.
God, she's just, I don't know, looking so comfy and confident.
Yeah, you do know.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. Missy, 2 birdies in a row. Kristin really stacking them up. Just a reminder that there's a limited edition Parker Welk tee in 2 different colors. It's a pre-order only. Order by July 1st. Some of the proceeds go to Parker Welk.
Macie, tap and birdie. Love to see it. As we go into the final hole, hole 18, the round ruiner, the craziest wind we will see all day. And today we will see it twice. Uphill tee shot.
Yeah, it's a par 5. You are going usually through this group of trees here. Second shot, most are going to take this right side that the drone is flying, trying to get past that last bushy tree on the left. You can attack for birdie, but it is a little nuts and difficult. I don't think we've seen any birdies yet. These landing zones are definitely pretty accurate. You see a lot of layups kind of to the front of the bottleneck and then a pitch up just to get your par. This has been a rough hole for FPO. It's really hard to bite off enough distance off the tee and the second shot to put yourself in position to attack.
Yeah, and the second shot as well requires a stock hyzer that you can't really throw with this hard of a left to right wind. It doesn't let the disc hyzer to where you want to land in the fairway. It pushes you directly into the trees.
I think I did lie. I think we have seen some birdies.
There was 3 birdies on day 1.
Yeah.
But that's all.
Okay.
None yesterday.
Or today.
We'll see.
Part 1.
Yeah.
So far, these tee shots are all looking solid.
Yep. Mostly anything up in these trees is fine as long as you're not underneath that bushy one on the right or pinned up against one.
I wrote down kind of head left to right.
Yeah. Kind of swinging back and forth. Mostly left to right, but
Yep.
very sustained. It wasn't gusting. It was just
happening.
constant. Yeah.
Stacie showing some real power there, taking right side.
That was crushed.
Yeah. I haven't really seen anyone take that line, actually. Yeah, Stacie's got power for sure.
Mm-hmm. Kristin, a low route, just trying to get something past this bush that Erika talked about, and that'll work just fine.
Yeah, but from there, it's about 385 to the pin uphill.
With a screaming left to right crosswind and many spectators and a bottlenecked fairway.
Like small spectators or a lot of spectators?
Dang! Big arm Missy.
Yep.
Strikes again.
Still definitely risky to go for it. Also, score-wise, what's even happening? I should pay attention. She's got a stroke or 2 to play with. Like, she doesn't need a birdie to get second. She can just chill out and par.
Macie in a pretty good spot as well. Not going to go for it, but able to get the par.
Stacie probably thinking birdie here with this great drive. Oh, dang, she flips it too much. So much power, too.
Yeah, that wind takes full control and just sends it into the forest.
Yeah, she was definitely trying to be aggressive there.
That was such a good tee shot. And she's forced to just pitch out.
Oh, bummer.
man.
And that's like a risky shot, too, for her next one. Kristin in position, just going to stand still, harp to the mouth of the little, I don't know what you call this.
Bottleneck.
Yeah, bottleneck. The runway.
Yeah. Pinched OB left and that bush on the right that is so thick you do not want to mess around in there.
Macie trusting the forehand. Really great shot. Should make the pitch up for par pretty easy.
33% of the field taking a par, 67 taking a bogey or worse. This one played tough.
Stacie laying up a little pinched maybe with some of those branches in her way. We'll see how bad it is. Could be okay. Is he just chipping up to the bottleneck?
And this was not still just an easy shot. It looks close. It looks like no big deal, but the wind was ripping and you're throwing a touch shot into a very OB-laden green in front of a lot of people. Kristin's used to that, though.
Yeah. And she is up there to finish with a par to go 6 down on the round. The best round that we've seen on this course is a 7, which she also shot. And it's like So much
windy.
harder today.
Yes.
Very impressive. All right, so Stacie, able to step out a little, but you can tell how awkward that was. She couldn't really get her full swing.
Both Missy and Macie with really nice approaches for their pars.
Stacie, this is for bogey. Long look. Still a really good showing from Stacie. She fell off a little bit in the back, but really strong showing. Missy also playing really well, getting 3 down and taking solo second. And that's gonna, I believe, secure a tie for third.
Nice work.
If Macie makes this. They are tied. And Jen Allen shot a 2 down, so the 3 of them tie for that podium spot. And your champion, Kristin Tattar.
I was just happy that we got to play 3 rounds. I mean, it wasn't too bad. Definitely the earliest round I've ever played in my disc golf career. I woke up at 5, tried to keep it the same, just a little bit shorter routine. I think the putting was the hardest today because the wind was a little bit like unpredictable, gusty at times. Those first few longer putts, I was just angry again, not having a good start to the round. That anger sort of helped me hit those long putts, so I mean, it worked out.
Well, it was a phenomenal victory, and congratulations and enjoy yourself.
Thank you.
2-time Des Moines champion, Kristin Tattar. Not bad.
Oh no, she's figured out how to fuel anger into being good.
Yeah, I call it Sith energy.
Oh, I feel like she's always had just like graceful energy, and now she's got both.
She's got the dark side.
She's got the good and the bad. We're in for it. Really nice finish from Missy as well. Stacie and Jennifer Allen in that tie for third position
with Macie.
With Macie Velediaz. And a lot of people over par today, kind of struggling back there on the back 9 especially. Being under par, you moved up a lot.
Yeah, Kristin Tattar's round, I believe, was like 1021 rated. I mean, it was good. It was good out there.
Yep, and that's going to do it for the Des Moines Challenge. We're excited. We got to play 3 rounds, even in the strange format that the tournament figured out for us, but at least it wasn't Des Moines like it was for the MPO. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're the 2 hot keys. Honk.